I keep asking myself, what politics it's all about? What do we do to change some things? It's it that the structure is so strong to be broken or that we are not ready. I don't understand. The same set of people from 1960, the seat keep rotating. I really want to know a little about this thing, the way it works, if you understand politics.
Well, if I understand politics, we ask ourselves, number one, what is politics? What do we mean by politics? And when you say structure, what do you mean by structure? And another thing, who are the ones you're talking about? We're in Nigeria. I think until Nigerians rise up, the citizens, and know that they own the government, that the men we call masters are meant to be servants. At that time, Nigerians can take their country back. And the earlier we know that at this point our votes can count, if we can speak in one voice and remove ethnicity, I believe at this time I'll give it a try. Not a try, and fight. Vote, fight to defend your vote. The most important thing is know why you're voting. If you don't know why you're voting, there's no point in getting into it. So we've been made to believe for a very long time that it's about the elites. But it has never been about the elites.
If you say it's never about the elites, now there's something you said that I want to really venture into, because you said that the people we see as our boss are supposed to be our servants.
Yes.
Now, but the reverse is the case.
They are called public servants.
Yeah, but are they actually public servants or public masters? Or like, because I just want to ask question that if they are public servants, the other day I heard that from the airport to all the airport roads was shut down because of some presidential aspirants. So if they are actually servants, why would they?
You mean Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Of course, I mean Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Why would they shut down the masses from going to their marketplaces, going to their works, just because someone want to move from airport maybe to his house or to campaign area? If they are actually servants,
they could.
Then they wouldn't be able to do such a thing.
The question to ask is, what did the people do about it? It's not about Bola Tinubu is one person, it's about maybe 200 policemen and kept more than 20 million people
On a standstill.
What are your reactions? A case study is Sri Lanka. The people to their government. So until you stand up and say no, we're afraid to die. Me, nobody wants to die. But when you say it's enough, it's enough. Like Dino Malayo says, if you talk, you'll die. If you don't talk, you'll die. Let me talk and die. So until it gets to that point that we wipe out ethnicity and know the reason why these people are up there. But then don't say up there until we know the reasons why these people are elected by us. Then it will start making sense to us. Then we were all clamoring for what's that?
PVC?
Not PVC, the Electoral Act to be changed. Yes, to some point. I think it's this election to a large extent will be a little bit credible if we can exploit that and know that votes will count. One thing is getting your PVC. The second thing is knowing why you are voting. Then listen to who is coming. What are they selling to you? If they're selling the former thing, be wise. If they're selling the former thing that they used to sell, I've seen bags of beans, bags of rice, That's normal. Can we get rid of that and take our country back?
Now, let's talk about political propaganda. You know, I can remember growing up, people go out to vote. If you are not up to 18, you will be angry because you wanted to participate in voting.
Mm.
But now, at some point, they sold one idea or ideology to us that our votes don't really count.
Mm.
And this is not the voters, it's actually the politicians. In fact, I can remember those days that one of the governors said, vote me or don't vote me, I must become your governor, which happened. And people have been carrying this ideology about. Is it really true or is it political propaganda?
I think it used to be true.
Okay.
It used to be true when after the military, then after the military, we continued the military in the civilian regime. After the military, the next president was Obasanjo. So what they do is conquer, when they conquer, divide it by rule. So when at that time, our votes were not counted because elections were done after the elections. Elections were, it didn't matter what you vote, they decide and bring up who they want. But with what is happening right now, from what we see, things are going differently. This is why they are fighting to get the voters, because they need every vote. And at this point, the politicians know that every vote counts. I have an INEC friend, a lady friend who works in INEC. I asked her, so how does this work? Can this be manipulated? She assured me and said, this one cannot be. The only way, she said, with the beavers, as the technology, she said you cannot vote more than once. And she gave me some odd lapses which shouldn't be in the air. Now, they are minor, but at this point, I'm not saying it's going to be 100%. I'm not saying that, she said something that even when these snatchers and whatever come to you, they sensitize their workers. When these guys come to you, whatever they say you should write and put and send a report. That beavers will be cancelled.
Okay.
That unit will be cancelled.
Yeah, I get you, because even in the Western world, there is no technology yet in existence that doesn't have lapses, because it's a human product. I get that. But I believe that currently we have like 95% assurance that each and every vote counts, because the way they are trying to disenfranchise voters by telling them that if you vote for so and so person, you are wasting your vote.
Which is good.
Which is another propaganda. Because I want the youth of this country to really understand that the politics itself is a game. And if you don't get along, people inside the politics, the first power tussle is to create a political propaganda to disenfranchise you as a voter, not to vote.
Yeah. It's left for us that if it comes that way, that's the real politics. And you convince me. Don't steal my vote. Convince me to vote for you.
Yes.
If I'm stupid enough to vote for the wrong person, it's my business. But it's better than a case of me voting my conscience and then getting home and getting the wrong answer. That discourages people from voting. Now, that's politics. Whatever you think you carry, come and sell it. Let's buy or not buy. So, trying to tell voters that their votes won't count, instead for the voters to be educated, to even try. Like they said, we will throw away our votes. And most of us have chosen to throw away our votes than voting the wrong people. So we can't keep recycling the same people. It's time that Nigerians ask, let there be a manifesto. Let's have these 3 men stand
And talk.
and say what I will do. This is what I'm bringing to the table. You can see America, they take their time to educate people, to tell them what they do. They sell themselves to the people. If you make one wrong comment, it can change your vote. But at this place, we have the mindset. He is from Igbo land, he's from Yoruba, he's from Hausa. Until that changes, there will be problem in Nigeria. But we hope there's still time. We still have 8 months to the elections. So I think we have enough time to do the needful, or to sensitize the people.
Another question I want to ask. People or Nigerians tend to be more religious than being factual. What do I mean? In Nigeria, we have different religions, and we have 2 big religions in Nigeria, and people tend to use that as an idea for their politics. But to me, I see it as a wrong ideology, because be you a Christian, be you a pagan, be you a Muslim, doesn't change the fact that you are first of all a human being before becoming part of any of that religion. And it doesn't also mean that you don't have a pagan that is a good man, a Muslim that is a good man, and a Christian that is a good man. Vice versa, bad men from each and every one of these religions.
Okay. Like there was a phrase used by Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate. He said something. He said, when you're in a flight, do you bother who the pilot is?
Of course no.
All you need is to get home safely. You need the best pilot to pilot you home. At that time, you don't want to know if he's a Christian or Muslim. You don't want to know if he's Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo. What you want at that point is the best pilot. And when you're about to go into a surgery, do you ask where the doctor is from? You want the best doctor. So why is it when we now need Nigeria is as bad as a patient in a theater? So what do you need? I don't think we need human beings. We need someone who can deliver. If it's Hausa, beautiful. If it's Yoruba, wonderful. If it's Igbo. That's why we now need to check. What do we really need at this time? Who is the best person? Who do we have? In the 3, let me say the 3 popular, because Labour Party has come up now. What is Nigerians' problem? Economy. Tinubu is not an economist. Atiku is not. Peter Obi is. Now, there was the governor of Pakwaso. He said that the problem, I'm not aware of this, I can present Peter because he's my candidate, so I can say whatever I want to say.
Okay.
So now, Pakwaso said that the problem of Nigeria is economy. And Peter Obi can handle economy. That is why he's making him his vice president. And Peter Obi said, I know the economy and I can fix Nigerian economy, not as vice president, as the president. So now, these are 2 people wishing. It's left for Nigerians, only Nigerians, to ask yourself, do you also know that your problem is the economy? So
Okay.
who do you need to fix? Forget ethnicity.
Now, the question I have is, if Kwankwaso knows very well that the person that can fix the economy is P2B, why would he want him as a vice?
That's the
Because as a vice, you don't have total control.
Even as president, you don't have total control.
Yeah, but at least you have an upper hand than vice. Because the kind of politics that is being played out in Nigeria, vice president is as well as one of the senators, not even the senate president. And most time, the senate president even have more power than the vice president.
So right now, it's politics. Politics, everybody's interested. People have
Different
various reasons.
ideologies.
Right. Some just want to be politicians. Some say it is my turn. It is not my turn. Some say a certain group of people cannot win because they are few, not because they don't have brain, because they are few. It's left for the people who are wearing the shoe to know what to do. Now, who wears shoe know where they pay them. If you never know, you never pay you well. So it's I think Nigeria, I don't know. Nigerians should know that Nigeria is holding Africa. Whenever we get it right, Africa will rise. But if we don't, we still remain in our, what do you call it, shithole country. And it is in the hands of the people. 2023 election will be in the hands of the people, not in the hands of the politicians. So that is why everybody is running up and down, looking for, look at how they are looking for Wike. Wike is the hottest cake now because they feel that he controls the vote of his state. It is not true, or it might be true. Because River State contributes a large number of voters. So at this point, let the voters know why they are voting. It's not about coming out on that day to cast your vote. It is knowing what voting means. And every vote counts. Every 99 is not 100 until one enters, becomes 100. So it's left for Nigerians to know if they want to move forward or not.
Okay. I get your own idea or ideology about politics, and some people ask questions like he doesn't have any idea of government. He's new.
Who is new?
Government. P2B is new. Like your candidate, let's talk about him. That he's new in government. Some said he's too young to carry the weight of the country. Now, my question is it better to trust a younger and vibrant man or to trust an old man? Because if I have the other two candidates from PDP and APC in my house as my father, they cannot decide for me what to do. Because I believe that their own time is past. This is technology era, which I don't know how much the both candidates are aware of technology. Because we can't put our future into jeopardy, I presume, because we really need, I feel, someone who understands where the next generation is tilting to, which is technology. Now, most of them are making use of phone, I believe, but they are just using it to make calls. They don't really understand or have that. I understand their age because most of them are my father's age, and I know what my father can do and what he cannot do.
Apart from age, even in politics, somebody can call Peter to be a newborn in politics. Peter B is as old in politics as Tinubu and Atiku are in politics. It's not about what, it's about what have you done, show me what you have done. then let's talk. Who is P2B? Who is Tinubu? Who is Atiku? So if we don't ask these questions of who is who, let's talk about their past. Talk about their past and talk about achievements. And now people now talk about Atiku, Tinubu, and say that Tinubu built Lagos, forgetting that Lagos is more than 400 years old. Lagos is more than 400 years old. Aside that, Lagos was the capital of Nigeria.
Yes, I was trying to disagree with that.
The white man built Lagos. The military consolidated in Lagos. Tinubu benefited from Lagos. So now, take it to P2B. Go and check his records. P2B until now does not have any skeleton in his cupboard, and he tells you his slogan is go and verify. Go and verify. If you verify, even to the point they brought one guy standing on the Nigerian flag with the Biafran flag, he has debunked it. He said, go and verify. He said, my son. But we have a lot hiding. These people, Tinubu said certificate, you don't get them, you enter university. Go to university. I don't want, we're not investigating because whatever. So, P2B, I look at the vice president. I never knew we had someone like that in Nigeria. As it takes one to know one. It takes one like P2B to know where he's going to get his like. So Nigerians, where are we talking too much about this?
Okay, no, let me talk about Lagos, because I had this conversation with a friend about Tinubu building Lagos, and I asked questions like just what you just said. Lagos was one time the state capital of this country. Now, aside from Lekki Ikoyi Bridge and that of he's not even the one that is. So most of the, in fact 99% of the bridges in Lagos was built by the federal government.
Babangida.
With Babangida in quote. All the bridges in Lagos. So I wonder how he built Lagos and what exactly he built in Lagos. And I want people to answer these questions.
I don't know about people. Let there be, when the campaign starts,
Because someone was trying to compare Lagos State and Anambra, what Lagos State is and what Anambra is. I told them that the one last time I remember I checked, Anambra started 99. They created Anambra as a state in 1991.
No, there's no Anambra.
No, Anambra Enugu. I'm part of the state. They divided, and there was nothing like state capital in Anambra State. It was Anambra Enugu. Then Anambra was divided from Enugu and Imo State to create a new state, either 99 or 91. One of them is when they started Oka as the head of state of Anambra, and that is a few years ago, not up to 30 years.
The point's there.
Do you understand? And it has never been a state capital. It's one of the smallest in the country. And the state they are today is the light of this country, the Japan of Africa. So I beg to disagree with people talking about Tinubu building Lagos and all that.
Done well, not only in Anambra, in his business. P2B has a job, he has business that we can say, done well, you create business. Tinubu has been a politician, he was an accountant. Should we go to his records as an accountant? If we get to the records, then there might be problems. And until what I ask is for a manifesto, let there be a debate between the three. If you're strong, don't say for health reasons you cannot come.
If for health reason you cannot come, that means you cannot rule us. Are you going to be ruling us from London?
Come for a debate. Let's have a debate and let the Nigerians
Decide.
listen and understand and leave all those creative thinking. If they can, we can have the best Nigeria tomorrow. We really can have the best Nigeria tomorrow. Things can change. It is in the hands of the citizens as it stands. However we want it is how it's going to be. So we don't keep us stop sensitizing. Sometimes when I speak to people, I get so angry. I say, so we still don't get it. I saw the last election in which state? The last election, some girls showing 10,000 or 5,000. They sold their, probably on social media, they sold their votes. So well, these ones are still eating from the mother's kitchen. They don't know the prices of things. They don't know what is happening. But I hope that the useful ones will learn. The ones that have not come back to school, that are on strike, I hope they will learn. We are in a mess as we speak.
Now, the question I want to ask: students are on strike for how much? Because the projects that they have been awarding without result, the money they claim to have been getting back from fraud, is far bigger than the money that actually is asking for. Why are we not
How much were the tickets?
talking about
Presidential tickets. How much? 100 million?
students going back to school? And another question is, I understand that most of their children or all their children studies abroad.
They study abroad.
So I think that's the major reason why they don't want to look into Nigerian schools and hospitals.
Most of them don't have certificates, so they don't.
They don't even know the value of education.
What school is. So let's give it to people who know what school is. I'm counting on students who are tired. If you're tired of staying at home, always right. Because most of you are 18 and above. If you're tired of the situation,
Yes.
get your PVC.
I want to talk about this school issue because I can remember during my time in the university, I lost like 1 year or two because of this same strike.
Yeah.
Now, do we keep voting illiterates to rule us? People who doesn't know the value of education or who only value their families because they send their children abroad to go and study. Meanwhile, the poor masses, the voters, they don't give them access to go to school.
I repeat, this election is in the hands of those people. Because to a large extent, nobody will manipulate anything. They can cause whatever they want to cause. 2023, let us vote. Let us vote. There's still lifeline for PVC. Get your PVC and use your brain. Forget ethnicity. We are Nigerians. Let's forget that and vote. At some point, when Mandela could not fight the Europeans, he had a negotiation. He said, okay, let's have an election. Mandela went, he had a meeting with his people and said, let's drop our guns and machetes and let's fight. Our vote. They all dropped everything and voted. Mandela became the first black president of South Africa. At this time, we need to find ourselves first. Find yourself. If you find yourself, you know what you need. If you don't know yourself, you depend on what they tell you. Find out who are you, and so where are you going to? What do you want to become? Everything you want to become has been stopped by the government. Everything you want to become. You want to be a nurse? Do you want to go to nursing school and see how it is? You want to be an engineer? Have you been to the universities? Okay, there are lots. Universities are lots. So whatever you want to become is in your power. So let's not make it business as usual. And these men know that it's no longer business as usual. But the citizens know that it is not business as usual. Sensitization of the citizens It's key. And for my Obi supporters, it's not about you. Because ballot box, there will be no Obi. There will be Labour. And you know the sign of Labour. You know the sign of Labour Party. Find it. So that you won't go and look for where they're writing obedient. So,
now, if you are watching this video, one thing I would like you to know is that not everybody will have access to this video. It's left for you to educate people around you. Now, as an anchor of this video, I'm not telling you to vote A, B, C, or D. But I'm telling you that be wise. Do you want a repeat of what has been happening, or do you want a change? It's left for you. It's not about religion. It's not about ethnicity. It's about you wanting something different from what you've been experiencing. Well, this is our coffee break. Let me introduce to you. The man here is Felix. We want to have a little time to eat as we go back to our recording. Father, bless you today for this food. We pray that you bless and satisfy our food as we eat. Let it nourish our body in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
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 Amen. You can come join us if you want to. Who is playing music?
This taste is nice. I don't know how to prepare this food.
So delicious. How can I be making videos and preparing food at the same time? You see, one thing you need to know is that all work without food.
It's awesome.
Yes, awesome.
It's awesome. Awesome.
So whenever you are working, make sure you have something to eat. Yes. When you work, you chop. That's why we call it workshop.
Work and shop. I believe you understand that.
Yes.
Just like all work with no play will make Jack a dull boy. Same way you have to work.
All work,
and shop.
no food. Makes Jack a faint dog because he go faint, whether you like him or not.
This tastes delicious. Wow. Well,
No, I've not been a fan of noodles, spag, and all that. But you see this?
very, very nutritious.
This different.
Very, very nutritious. I know as you are watching, you are salivating. Come on, you want to have a taste of it? Of course, I know you would like to have a taste of it.
We love you, but we know that we cannot jump through this video to come and join us. Assuming you are here, we can share with you,
Of course.
or you can Google us, come to our house. You have a taste of this. I believe there is more in the pot. Not enough to serve everybody, but I think it's enough to serve everybody that knows my house. Yes.
Now it's not the restaurant. It's at home.
That's a good idea. We could start a restaurant, you know, at least. We start from our tummy.
And guess what?
Operation feed ourselves.
With this in the restaurant, we make a good sales.
You will thank me later.
Yeah.
Ah, you will thank me
Make
later.
a good sell
You will
because
thank me later.
this is very, very delicious. Well, not because I'm eating it, then I'm over emphasizing on how delicious it is. Of course, the fact and the truth is, what is good,
Oh, make sense.
and you need to talk about it, and that's what I'm talking about.
This is Niger spaghetti fries. Oh. You can see our Niger pepper.
You can have this.
Very colorful. Very, very colorful. Or you not get this one? Or you not get? Or you not get? Or you not get?
You can't even eat this one. Well, why I'm using my hand is so that it will not litter the floor. Because I'm doing this. Yeah.
Yes. Learn to clean as you eat. When it falls off, pick it up. Don't be a dumbass. Come on, be responsible, Joe.
I have to eat it. I have to eat it.
I'm still traveling.
I don't eat
Can you see how delicious this food is?
I don't want him to eat it again. I don't want him to eat it.
Let him come and chase me.
Equally. I don't want people should tell him not to eat again. He wants to finish the food. People should tell him now. The beef is 5-1. Kudos to the preparer of this meal.
The person that made this food, 2 thumbs up to you.
Gavin,
You get the point now.
this one for me.
Chop meat so that you can grow like me.
This is amazing. Wow. You can't. Oh.
This is the kind of music that we sing. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what the Lord has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done.
Sorry, sir. Table manners. Table manners.
Which table manners?
That's
See,
eating and talking.
you cannot be eating and not talking. God has given us life and has given us food.
We are going to have table manners when you are eating.
The table manners is that we have to be thanking God as we are eating, because some people don't have food to eat, and some people have food but their mouth is
It's food.
yes, maybe because of one wound or the other they cannot eat, and some people might not even have wound in their mouth but they don't have appetite to eat. But we have food, we have appetite to eat, and we can eat. So there is no table manners in me thanking God for what He has done for me today.
But after eating, you can still thank God now.
After eating now, there's no after eating yet now. Can't you see that there's still remnants?
We are taught that when you're eating, you don't finish the whole food in the plate. You just leave like 2 or 3 inside the plate.
If you have children around, yes, there's no children around, so you have to finish the food, else you will be the one to wash it away. So the thing is, we actually learn a lot from our elders, but sometimes we don't try to analyze it. Take for instance, if you are eating food and you have children, first of all, let me educate you. make sure you leave meat for your children. Those ones that will come to take daddy's plate need to have something to eat. It's not because they don't have enough meat on their plate, but daddy's meat is always different. So that little meat that you leave for your children is always different for them. Now, if you don't have children around, like now, as you are eating, eat and clean your plate. Because if you don't, you'll be the one to wash it away.
Okay.
Or dump it on a waste bin. And that will make the waste bin to get filled quick.
I start smelling. But let me just talk about this thing now.
So you guys should listen to him. I will leave him talking about this. Why I do the needful.
The thing is, like he has said earlier, that we are taught about when you are eating food, like from our elders, we taught us that when eating food, you don't eat all of it. You have to remain some part of it in the plate. Then that shows how responsible you are. Is that true or false? Because I want to understand. In my house, I cooked my food, and I don't have anybody around to finish it up. Then I dish the one I want to eat, and then I eat, and I'm now remaining some of it in the plate. And then it's not as if I'm keeping it because I want to eat later. I'm keeping it because I want to trash it so that it will look like I'm responsible. Is that really a good idea or for us as a people? Okay. Another thing is, now you outside, you went to a restaurant, to get something to eat, and then in the process you bought the food, and then you eat, and you know that you're not satisfied with what you ordered, and because Mr. A ate his own and remained, well, that makes him or when Mr. A eats his food and could not finish it, and then you because of what you saw him or what you saw him do, then you just feel like, okay, I have to do the same thing too, and then you could not finish the food you bought with your money. I know the food you bought with your money. Oh,
no, as he's talking,
another set of plates.
Me, I'm trying to.
Another set of plates here, man.
Come and talk.
So, I just want.
This is called coffee break.
Okay, coffee break. But don't forget about it. We're supposed to be taking coffee, right?
We are Africans.
We are. What are we eating? We are eating
Agbado break.
Agbado. Do you know what agbado is? We are eating pasta. This is pasta. Very delicious pasta.
Don't be deceived. Eat food though. In Africa, it's food break, not coffee break. Eat food and get strong.
Coffee break and food break. Just mistake.
Whatever.
Coffee break. So I want to tell you, please, your food is your food. You bought it with your money. In the restaurant, finish the food.
No, I bet to disagree with you. Most of the people that leave their food behind is ladies. And those ladies and those ones that doesn't have money to buy food. When their boyfriend buy food for them, they will eat and remain half of the food. But if they have their own money, they will lick the plate. Forget. There is no wisdom in leaving your food in restaurants.
I don't know the idea behind that.
There's no wisdom.
I don't know. When telling me you can't finish your food, or don't eat and finish it. I should remain it for who?
If you can't finish your food, you buy the one that you can finish. Tell the waiter or the waitress to give you small portion, the one that you can finish. There's no wisdom in leaving your food. Claiming big girl or big boy.
Big boy.
It's stupidity. Some will even leave their fish or their meat.
They will not even eat it. Why did you buy it?
And get home and be dragging Indomie with their roommate.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, people.
Can you imagine?
Listen, if I take you out by mistake, because my wife have to approve first.
By mistake. Did you hear that? By mistake.
If I take you out by mistake, you can't even pretend because you know, before I take you out, you know my wife. So, you don't need to pretend because I cannot have anything to do with you. So you need to eat your food.
Finish it.
And by mistake, you don't eat fish or meat that I bought with my money.
You pay for it.
No, I'm not that wicked. You transfer the meat to my own plate. I'll eat it for myself. And that's the last time you're hanging out with me that I will buy anything. When you hang out with me next time, now water.
And water. Then what is that wickedness?
It's not wickedness. You don't like food. So I'm just I'm kind of encouraging you to watch your weight.
Exactly.
I've discovered they don't like food, or maybe when they are bringing food, I'll tell them not to put meat because you don't like meat. They start eating without, because I cannot be buying meat
That will be doing away and giving it to dogs.
and you be wasting my meat. Those girls that doesn't work. That's their attitude. Because I can remember my wife cannot do a thing like that because she works. She works. You know how hard it is to make money. So when we go to a restaurant, we buy what we can finish. It's not good to waste. There are some people that doesn't even have food to eat.
And you are buying again wasting.
Instead of you wasting the food, why not divide the money into two? Buy the one you can eat, then use that same money.
And buy for someone.
Give it out. Give it out to some people that doesn't have food. What's your problem?
That's not a bad idea. It's a very good idea in ways.
You're coming to the restaurant to do big girl with
So don't
with
go,
nonsense.
Don't go to a restaurant.
We want to respect yourself.
You start. Don't.
Respect yourself. I'm talking to you. Respect yourself. Are you high?
Oh man.
You get to the restaurant and instead of you to finish your food and you are misbehaving.
Finish your food.
Finish the food and finish the meat.
Finish your food.
If you know that you're not hungry, then don't ask for anything, or
Take water.
you can always tell them to give you a small portion. You come and leave half of the food and leave the meat.
Finish your food.
So eat meat so that you can grow like this. You see, you are still very short and very slim. Eat meat so that
I can add up in fat. I can have some fat, huh?
you can add up like me. You look fresh.
Man.
You are not married yet, so that ladies will think that there's freshness in your home. Ladies, I'm warning you. Stop wasting food. Stop wasting food and meat. And fish. And even eggs. Buy the one that you can finish. Some of you don't have money to buy.
The one.
Then, do not let boyfriend buy the one that you cannot finish. Get a takeaway. Or a takeout pack. Get a takeout pack. Pack those food and give to those who doesn't have. What's wrong with you now?
You have a friend at home. You have a sister at home. Somebody is looking for you at home.
You don't even have food in your house. You'll be eating Indomie and you leave big meat and big fish and you'll be going to tell your friends, did you know I left that food? Left food for who? For who exactly? For dogs?
And guess what? They'll be regretting you.
Why won't they regret?
When they get
When they get home, they'll be
regretting.
eating Indomie without egg.
Without regretting, I would have finished that food.
Who are you packaging for?
I would have finished that food though.
Madam, leaving food and meat in a restaurant is not packaged. It's stupidity. What's wrong with you now?
It's stupidity.
It's stupidity.
Hey.
Buy what you can finish.
Hey. Stupidity.
If you have your money, buy what you can finish. Then use the money and dash to people that doesn't have food.
Hey.
What of Kwanya go?
That one loud.
Respect to me.
That one loud. That one loud. Let me go.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm angry with that girl.
Don't.
Respect yourself.
In fact, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Listen. Just try to encourage you. You understand? Now, whenever you get to go to a restaurant with someone, or maybe when you are going out for a dinner, a lunch, a breakfast with someone, probably maybe your crush. Please, humbly eat your food. Finish the food. The food is meant for you. If you cannot eat the whole of the food, or much of the food, or maybe a big one, request for a takeaway pack. Ask them to pack it for you. Take it home, because immediately you leave where you are, when you get home, you will be hungry. Then you eat, you finish it up, or you give it to someone else that wants to eat it. Eating food and remaining it in a restaurant anywhere does not define you a big girl, does not make you outstanding among others that finish their food. Stop wasting money, especially those that will go out with guys, and then that's the time they know how to eat and remain in the plate for formality's sake.
Yes, to pay formality's sake.
It's not.
Formality's sake.
So
What are you formalizing?
Stop forming.
Wasting.
Stop wasting somebody's resources.
And let me warn all the younger boys that will pretend they will not say anything. You will buy food for a lady. She will eat small portion and leave meat and leave fish. I've seen that. I've seen that in a restaurant. And leave fish and leave meat.
You know it is.
And leave almost 60% of the food. Then why did you demand for food if you don't want to eat? Is it a crime to go to a restaurant and watch me eat?
I mean, to some girls, it's a big crime.
No, I'm actually talking to the boys, because you should stand up to what is right. That money, you made it. You don't have to waste it. If somebody is wasting it, stand up to the person and say, stop wasting this money. There's people out there who doesn't have something to eat. Because if you don't talk sense into the guy's head, they'll keep ignoring that. And it's because some of the guys are ignoring those things that makes these ladies to be repeating it all the time.
Correct. And so guess what? The thing is, most of these boys or these guys, some of them they don't. In fact, you notice that when they get to the restaurant, they won't eat. They only demand food or order food for the girl. Then while they will be sitting there and watching the girl.
No, I don't blame them on that case. Because, wait, I'm coming.
Okay.
Some of them don't have enough money to buy for themselves and buy for the girls.
Okay.
And they want to impress girls, which is an error 101. So when you don't have money, let me teach you. If you don't have money to go to a certain restaurant, don't impress girls by taking them to a place that you cannot afford food for them, for her and for yourself. Better still, go to the restaurants of your own level. See, let me tell you, if a girl wants to stay with you, she will stay with you no matter what. Then if you impress her in the first day, let me tell you one secret about women that you don't know. They will record it for you. That continental dish that you buy for them for the first day, they will expect it in the last day of your relationship. Even when you marry them, they will still expect you to keep repeating that you're doing. You know, we men, we don't articulate like ladies. We are not detailed like ladies, but they keep it. You know, sometimes you see a lady, you like the lady, you want to marry her, you call her in the morning, call her in the afternoon, call her in the night. Make sure that it's something that you can maintain. Do you understand me? It's not something that maybe tomorrow you start reducing the call. It's boring. It's boring. Even when you marry her, keep calling her when she's in the office, when she travels. Call her always if that is your pattern. Don't change. The problem you have is that you are not consistent. If you are calling your woman once in a day, make sure that you can maintain that. It's not when emotion is catching you that you claim, oh, I'm in love with her, I'm missing her and all that. No. Love has to be consciousness. It's not what is done out of emotion. Exactly. Anything you are doing out of emotion is not love.
Exactly.
Do things that you can actually defend.
Oh, I thought you are still...
Do you understand? Yeah. Do something that you can defend. You don't go to a lady, buy her a car today, you know that you don't have another money to buy her a car when that one spoils. You don't do that. Do all things that you are capable of. Do you understand?
So we should just stop impressing ladies.
Nobody needs
or
you
for
to
the
impress
sake-
anybody.
or for the sake of you want to gain attention from them. You get be yours. In fact, guess what? Ladies love people or guys that are real. They are themselves. Like if you are yourself.
Yes,
And
speaker can attest to that. Yes.
The way you come to them, and not without forming anything, without adding or taking out from who you are.
Listen. If you don't want to be a womanizer,
You get.
I'm talking to real men. I'm not talking to womanizers. All those people that go out with ladies changing girls. I'm not talking to you because you are not a human being yet. You're not a human being yet. I don't have your time. I'm talking to people who want to settle down, who want to get into serious relationship and get married. See, be real. See, it's not all the ladies. It's not what you have in your mind. It's what the ladies have in their own mind. You have your own mind. They have their own mind. And let me tell you, stop assuming, or your guys will tell you this is how it works for him. That's not exactly how it's going to work for you because you're a different person, and the lady that you are going to meet out there is a different person.
Exactly.
You might be trying to impress a lady, but a lady might be looking forward for someone who will love her for who she is.
Not by right?
And some of the ladies are just looking out for those guys that can be truthful to them. Let me tell you, ladies absorb things more than men.
Yeah, exactly.
When they see things, they calculate, they check, can I deal with this? And let me tell you, once a lady settle with, I can deal with this, believe you me, she will marry you. She will suffer with you. She will work things out with you. And at the end of the day, both of you will become rich because you have understanding from onset. But in buying her this today, that tomorrow, for her to accept you, feel like you are rich, feel like, and yes, I know ladies like comfort, but they prefer to comfort.
I mean, some even when they don't even have the money to maintain it, from that very first time, they now start.
No, am I saying you don't go out of your way to sacrifice for a lady? No. Once in a while, when you have money, go out of your way, sacrifice, buy good things, and let her know that, okay, I did this project, I did this, I did that, I was able to get this money, I feel I should buy this special thing for you. And she will know that it's not something that she will be expecting all the time. Okay, maybe you've saved up just to get this special thing for her. Yeah, that is a good one. Ladies like such things. But don't make it look like you can afford what you cannot afford. Stop living above your pocket.
That's where the problem is.
Yes, because if you start living above your pocket, you cannot sustain that. Some people, men complain that, oh, my wife is putting me under pressure. It's you that started it though. Because during your relationship, you are having different lifestyle. And let me tell you, because the lady comes to your house once a month, once a week, once in 2 weeks, gives you a leeway to go out of your way to gather money and impress her. But the difference when you're married is this lady is living with you
In your house.
in your house. Every second of your life, she is in your life.
She's there. You're seeing her there.
So that is why you have to work with what you have and what you can afford. Because she's not going to give you that 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month to visit so that you can impress her. No. It's a daily thing. And if you cannot,
And you continue.
you're on your own. No.
Yeah,
You're on your own. Me and my guy will be eating pasta and be watching you. We'll be giving you relationship advice. So we are not wicked though. We'll be telling you, oh, hey, yeah, manage now, pray now. Try to convince her, try to talk to her. But let me tell you one thing. You see, women, they don't like betrayal. And some things that you feel that it's normal to you is betrayal to them. Because if you make them believe that you can afford this, and they get married to you and discover that you cannot afford this, it's a betrayal. And it's difficult for them to forgive you. They don't get along like that too. They condition their mind on how they want to live their life. Am I saying that if you are rich today and get married and something happened and your economy go down or went down, that you shouldn't be able to live with your wife? No, that is quite different because the lady is seeing what is happening. And believe you me, to a large extent, a lady that come into your life and something happened to your business or your work, some of them or most of them will understand with you.
Exactly.
I know there's few that will not want to understand.
Exactly.
But those few, they don't matter. They don't matter at all. We don't talk about them. Those few that don't want to cope, it just leave them. No, I'm not saying you should run away from the marriage, but just find a wisdom to control them. But all I'm saying is, do not put yourself under pressure.
Just because you want to impress somebody.
Getting a woman is not the problem. Keeping a woman is the major problem. And then those ideology of if I've gotten her, there's no way back. There is way back. Even if she has given birth for you, there is a way back. She can still leave you. So be real. Be real, Joe. What's wrong with you now? You be telling a woman that you have money when you don't have money.
Hey, so there's something I want us to talk about now. That's a situation of single mothers. You know, I noticed that, to my analysis, I understand that single mothers are more than mothers that like married women. So why is it like that?
Okay, now let me tell you something. At some point, people begin to verge into abortion, and it was rampant. But along the line, they discovered that one is a sin to God. Two, it's not safe. A lot have died through abortion. Now, ladies decide to keep their children. And from experience, some of the old women that doesn't have husband, they don't have children, they suffer a lot. So some go into having child for themselves to train those children. Am I saying it's good or bad? That's not the topic of today. Next time we'll talk about getting pregnant and giving birth to a child, whether it's good or bad. But I'm telling you, if you have had opportunity to have sex outside of marriage, you are equally the same with a woman that have a child outside of marriage. Because the same thing that happened to that lady could have happened to you. It's not about being careful. Go and ask doctors. But we don't want to go into details that day. If you like, use protection, don't use protection, anything can happen. Do you understand?
No.
So what I'm telling you is, stop blaming those women who are impregnated out of the wedlock. Once it has happened, what they need is your encouragement and love. Because one thing is, any child being born on this earth is a gift from God. How it came, it's not the question. The question is, there is a human being involved. And let's discourage abortion everywhere. Another thing is, I discovered that a lot of women find it difficult to cope in today's marriage. Now, it's part of what we are talking about. Some guys live fake life. They lure them into what they don't know. Then when they get there, they are irritated. Now, to the large extent, people don't really understand marriage. You know, when they say love, they think is going to eat shawarma, pizza, hanging out, having a walk in the evening, eating ice cream together, traveling from Dubai to California to everywhere. That's not love. That's not love. That's not love. That is spice that makes love to grow. Love is patient. Love is sacrifice. The test of love is, if this person in question that I love so much, if everything about him or her turns around, can I still love her that much? You don't have to love a guy because he has money. You don't have to love a lady because of certain things. Love is something that grows. is a kind of relationship. It comes from communication. Do you understand? Stop using infatuation. Stop using your emotional attachment to misinterpret love. Love is not actually okay. Love at the first sight. There's nothing like love at the first sight because you don't know the person. You cannot love the person. You are emotionally attached. Do you understand? What is actually operating inside of your mind is lost. You cannot like a lady, seen her for the first time. Some people are likeable, but that's not love. Love is only when you're close. You have a close relationship with a person. The person is open to you. Now, this is someone that you can have conversation with all the time. You always feel like, let me talk to this person. That is why most of the time you see some guys that marry a lady that to you they look ugly, and after everything their marriage will be successful, because it's not about facial look. Your facial outlook, believe you or yes, one day you will die, you will get old, and everybody will turn ugly. Do you understand? But something that stays forever is love. The original love doesn't question anything. They just love you. They just want to be with you. They just want to do everything. They just want to sacrifice their life for you. Do you understand? So stop deceiving yourself. And like most ladies, if he has money, anything can go for me. Listen, you have not been there. You have not been there, except you are going into that marriage to do a shawo. Most of those people you see married to a wealthy man, they are shawo. After marriage, they will still be keeping their boyfriends. But if you really want to do marriage, what is called marriage, you have to get close to the guy or the girl, understand the person, build a relationship, have understanding. Now, take everything away from the person and still love the person. Because marriage, they say, is for better, for worse. That is what love is all about. As the Bible says, Jesus loved us when we are yet sinners. Just imagine yourself, if you are God, you will love someone that is against you, the person that even killed you, you still love the person. That's what love is all about. I'm not telling you to go and love someone that will kill you. No. Love is reciprocal. Get someone who you love that loves you. It's that simple.
So I believe you are catching up with what you are hearing, and love is something that cannot be defined, because if you can define love, you will get to I will tell somebody, or I can tell some people that somebody will ask you, why do you love me? What is the reason why, why do you love me? See, and I will tell you categorically that I have no reason to love you. Why? Because if I have a reason to love you, definitely means I will have no reason to love you later. So if I have reason to love you now, I might not have reason to love you again.
Yes.
And at that point,
I want to talk about what he's saying now.
Understand.
If you're asking me why did you love me, is it because I have big breasts, I have big butt, I am because I'm fine? Me. Now, let me tell you, that same fineness, you can have accident and it will go away.
Will I still be there for you?
When you grow old, that's your beauty. Your face will start getting wrinkled.
Will I still see you?
That same your fineness, sickness can come. So stop using physical outlook to love somebody. I am telling you, I'm warning you.
That's not it.
I am warning you. I am warning you.
I love you because you are beautiful.
Love the person, the inside person, that person that you have conversation with. The inner being, get connected to the inner being, to that person, not the physical, not the body, not the money, the inner being, so that you can be sure of where you're going to. Because all those things you see with your eyes can go away someday.
Exactly.
I've seen beautiful women that get married, and after everything they have accidents, get strokes, some are in wheelchair all through. That same hot legs no go dey there again. And if you want to be truthful to yourself, you will want to stay with the lady. Please, before you say you love someone, please go and know what is love. Can I tell you what love is? Study the life of Christ, and anything you see Christ do, that is what love is all about. Anything aside that is not love. The Bible said that love your neighbor as yourself. It go in quote and say, love your enemy. What does that mean? That this love we are talking about is selfless. It's not because of what you do. It's not because of what you look like. It's not because of what I can benefit from you. It's not because of what you will offer me. It's not because of anything. I am loving you with the love of God. I understand you. And I feel like you are a replica of me. So let's be together.
The thing is, if I claim to love you, that means I love myself. Then if I claim to love myself, that means I love you. The only thing I will tell you, I mean, see these people that claim they love a woman or they love a lady or they love someone, at the end of the day, they start betraying the person or maybe maltreating or be misbehaving. It's because they don't really understand. They don't. Let me just put it like this: they don't love themselves. Because if you love yourself, you wouldn't want to hurt yourself.
Yes. But this is too deep, I guess. See, listen, what he's saying is right, but it's deep. In the sense that if I say, okay, this is my wife, I love you, my wife. Do you know what it means? It means that this is the female version of me. Do you understand? Now, if I don't want to hurt myself, I will not hurt you. If I don't want to be hungry, I will not let you go hungry.
That's just it.
Even if you are doing me wrong, I will still love you because I see that you are my version of woman. And let me tell you something. When we love each other, we see our wrongdoings as mistake. Now, if my wife do something that is wrong, I will tell her, please, this thing you did is not right. And I'm not coming as confrontation. I'm coming as
encouragement.
Talking to my second self that this thing that you have done is a mistake. You didn't know about it, but let me correct you. Now, it could be that it's not a mistake, but this is what she thinks that is the right thing to do. Now, sometimes she might not accept what you're saying. Are you going to kill her? No. You have to move on and try to find a way to establish that the fact that this thing you did is not right. At the end of the day, she might not still believe you. But if you believe in God, you go back to God and tell God, God, see, this mistake that my second version is doing, I don't like it. Please give me wisdom to explain to her the way that she will understand. You don't go about fighting yourself. You don't go about hurting yourself. The thing you don't know is that the beauty of a woman is the husband outside, and the beauty of a man is the wife outside. So you really need to understand these things. If you don't get the understanding of this thing, then you don't need to get into marriage. You don't even need to get into relationships.
At all.
Because you really need to understand what it is. What it actually is. Because it's not fun. It's hard work. It's responsibility. That is why when you see a man that is married, people say, okay, this is a responsible man. But they don't. So most of the people don't understand the meaning of calling a man a responsible man. It means that a man can stand out to take care of another version of him.
Yeah.
And a woman can stand out to take responsibility of another version of her in different gender. Because let me tell you, even if you live with your brother or your sister, you are bound to have problems. Even if you are twin, you are bound to have misunderstandings. But what you do, you resolve it, knowing that you have your own mind, I have my own mind.
Yeah.
We disagree to agree.
Of course.
Do you understand? So let's not make this life too hard for us. We allow people, all these motivational speaker, relationship speaker, to tell us what love is. Most of them are liars. Most of them doesn't even
have the knowledge of what love is. They will tell you, if you do this one, get out, you do this one. Am I saying that you should stay in an abusive relationship? No. I'm not encouraging that. But I'm telling you that if both of you discovered what love is in the first place, nobody will abuse anybody. Because nobody abuses him or herself with his right senses. It's only people that are on drugs abuse themselves. But when they come back to their right senses, they will love themselves. And if you love yourself, you will love your spouse. Because it's the second version of you. I can't even imagine hurting my own wife.
Like hurting yourself. Like,
can I tell you something? Your wife or your husband in position of you is much more important than your children. They're supposed to be closer than you than your children. Because your children is, you gave birth to them, but the closest person to you should be your wife or your husband. Because this is the second version of you. Anything children is called an offspring. Do you understand? So there must be two to produce offspring. So, and that two is one. They come together and become one.
So one of the things I truly really think is bringing issues or bringing misunderstanding in a relationship.
Yes, tell them.
It's when you both don't have understanding to each other, like when both of you are not understanding yourselves. Do you understand? So one of the key things I believe sustains marriage or relationship is understanding. When both of you understand each other and understand yourselves, there will be no problem, there will be no issues. Understanding and trust, these are two key things I know they keep and sustain marriage. Understanding. When a woman understands the man she got married to, or she's about to get married to, she's not going to have any problem. When a man understands the woman he's about to get married to or he's married to, there's no problem. They're not going to get any problem. When a man trusts a woman he's going to get married to, when a woman trusts the man that he's going to get married to, or in fact you will understand that the marriage will go smoothly, and there will be no issues. I'm not saying there are not going to be issues. There will be issues. There will be there will be issues. There will be disagreements at some times. You get, but because of the understanding you guys have, you can even sort it out without even your children in the house knowing that there's an misunderstanding between both of you. When you trust your wife, you know what your wife can do. When you trust your husband, you know what your husband can do. So therefore, when when a third party is coming to tell you, this is what your husband did do, this is what your wife did do, because you know the person you married or you got married to, you can vouch for your wife, you can vouch for your husband. Married people, married men, husband and wife, don't allow a third party into your family, into your marriage. This is one of the things that destroys marriage easily. Do not allow a third party into your marriage. Now listen, let me tell you now, the reason why Adam and Eve fell in the Garden of Eden is because they allowed a third party into their lives, and that was why they could fail. If they had not allowed the serpents into their lives, their marriage wouldn't have collapsed. I mean, God would not have chased them away from the Garden of Eden. But because they allow, so once you allow a third party into your relationship, into your marriage, it definitely means that marriage is going to collapse.
Do you understand? And we will be rounding up here for today. We'll get back to you later. Just subscribe to our channel and get more of what we are saying here.
Of course, there's a lot to talk about.
Sign out.